Oh, hi there. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks for joining me. So, I have a question for you. Are you more like a thermometer or a thermostat? Thermometer is a device that doesn't change a thing. It just measures what's going on around it. It reacts to it. If things get hot and bothered, well, the thermometer goes up and it looks hot and bothered. And if things cool down, the thermometer cools down. A lot of Christians these days are acting like thermometers. Man, the news makes them hot and bothered, or the politicians make them hot and bothered. But we're not called to be just a thermometer. We're called to be like thermostats. Thermostat is aware of what's going on around it. It can measure it, but it also makes a change. It does something to change its surrounding environment. And as Christians, we're called to make a change, to change the things around us by loving our neighbors as ourselves and to love God with our whole heart, soul, mind, and strength. It's interesting in the news, you see pastors taking different approaches and churches taking different approaches these days. Take the ones in California, for instance, that are all over the news. The governor of California has put restrictions on churches and other groups. And now churches are not allowed to have big in-person services. In fact, they can't have in-person services at all, I guess. And so many pastors, thousands of them in California, are actually defying the government and meeting anyway. A couple mega church pastors have become famous and well known, and they're online right now, and they're saying, we're not going to obey the government, we're going to obey Jesus. He's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Well, we should obey Jesus, but we should also listen to our government. It's interesting, these pastors, mega church pastors, who are defying the government and meeting anyway, also have received that PPP bailout from the government. One of them, these mega church pastors, it's estimated, received somewhere between $350,000 to $1 million. And as you know, the PPP is something that it's a low percent loan, 1%, and if you use it like you're supposed to, you probably never even have to pay it back. Well, that seems inconsistent to me, that churches would say, we want money from the government, but we're not going to listen to what you advise us to do. One megachurch pastor in California, I'll mention his name because he's reputable and he's someone we can respect, is Pastor Rick Warren, and he's not planning to have in-person services. He said, we'll be patient, we'll be kind, we'll do the loving thing for our neighbor, we'll respect the government. And he points out that his church is accomplishing all kinds of wonderful things, even while they can't meet inside the building, because the church is not a building. And we're learning to discover that because our church, Kailua Community Church, is continuing to thrive and to grow and expand and do ministry and help our neighbors, even though we've been restricted on meeting in a building. You might find it interesting that the government is not persecuting the church, even though people say, the church is being persecuted, but we're being treated like bars and restaurants and sporting events and schools. But the part that's interesting is churches in Hawaii have received upwards of $43 million in the PPP. Well, that doesn't sound like the church is being persecuted. And you know some of these churches. New Hope has received money. First Press has received money. Trinity here in Kailua. Kaimikui Christian Church. Even one of our sister churches has received money from the PPP. The church isn't being persecuted. And those who say the church is being persecuted, honestly, they're being dishonoring and disrespectful to Christians who are being persecuted. We might be persecuted someday, but this isn't persecution. This is perhaps inconvenience. Did you know that within our country, religious organizations have received upwards of $7.3 billion, that's a B, $7.3 billion from the government as aid during this time? That's not persecution. Well, I hope that you will be well, be safe, and be blessed. And until next time, God bless you. Well, it's Happy Thursday now, and you probably wonder what happened. Well, right after I finished the Happy Wednesday video, the mayor and the governor in cahoots decided to offer new opportunities for us to be more isolated. So we didn't think it was a good time to start our in-person Sunday services. So I need to let you know we are not, N-O-T, not starting in-person services this Sunday. We will still live stream on Sunday at 10:15. Join us, live stream, meet in homes together up to 10 people and watch the live stream. And we will still have our 5 p.m. Saturday service, which is in person. You're welcome to come to that. But we are not, N-O-T, not starting in-person Sunday services yet. but we're continuing the live stream 10:15 on Sunday or in person 5 p.m. Saturday. Are you confused yet? I hope not, but that's the present plan until it gets changed. As I said before, be well, be safe, and be blessed.